What's up, guys? Welcome back to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron. If I sound a little weird today, it's because my allergies are acting up. I decided to sweep and mop earlier, so it kicked up a bunch of dust, and now my nose is completely closed up. So that's been a lot of fun. And I know that today's a Request Wednesday, but I haven't had a whole lot of time to really listen to a whole lot of music lately, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. I wanted to address something that I've been getting asked quite a bit, and I've been seeing pop up on like a lot of different YouTubers are asking like, how do you deal with hateful comments? And a lot of people have come to me asking me, how do I deal with hateful comments? Because sometimes I give a negative review on an album or a song or whatever, and people just jump all over me and tell me I'm stupid and my opinion doesn't matter and I'm dumb and I can't play music either, so why am I judging other people? So I decided to take some time and give my thoughts on this. It's not very often I give a very negative review about a piece of music or album, but sometimes it does happen if I feel very strongly against the music. For instance, in my Attila video, I was very much against everything I was hearing. Dance Gavin Dance wasn't really that bad. I didn't give too much of a negative view on it, but it did get a low rating. One of my earlier videos was on Gideon, like their new album. I can't even remember the name of the album because I cared so little about it. I gave that one it wasn't even worthy of a rating. I gave it an unlistenable rating because it was that bad. But my best performing video, on average, my videos do about 200 to like 300 views, like nothing really great. And I did a video on Emmure's album, and it got up to about 1,000 views within maybe about 7 or 8 months, somewhere around there. And it has over 100 comments. It has like 20 something likes and like close to 50 dislikes. I'll post a link down in the description below so you guys can check it out if you want. And you can see what I mean by giving it a negative review. And that video harvested a lot of negative comments towards me, personally, attacking me, which, I mean, this is the internet. It's going to happen. So you kind of have to have thick skin to begin with. It makes it a little bit easier knowing that most of these people who formed their opinions and left a comment didn't even watch the entire like 7-minute video. They just watched the first part of it, where I basically talked trash on Frankie Palmieri, and they just assumed that I was talking trash on him, so I judged the whole album off of that, which it was just me talking trash, actually giving information about who he is, why this band has a bad reputation to begin with, giving my own personal opinion about him as well, which is a very, very vast, common opinion about this guy in general. So it wasn't like anything really too controversial that I was saying. The fact that I was saying my dislike for him saying racial slurs and throwing out homophobic slurs here and there, and just he just isn't really that great of a guy. Even though people have commented and saying that he isn't doing that anymore, which I hope is true. And if he's not, then good for him. Like, that's cool. Hopefully he's not doing that. I forgive him, even though it doesn't even really matter. But after I did that, I went on to talk about the music and the album and the actual real reasons why I didn't like it. So a lot of people based all their negative, hateful comments on that particular part of the video, which made it a lot easier for it to just roll off my back. Because if you're not going to watch the whole video, I'm not going to read your whole comment. No, I'm just kidding. If you're not going to actually watch the whole video, if like feel my opinion about it, then you don't have a whole lot of basis to really judge my opinion on it at that point. So yeah, it just makes it easier for me to ignore it. Makes it easier for me to just not really care what they're saying. I mean, they're judging a book by its cover at that point. And my videos tend to have very strong opinions in them, because if I feel a certain way about something, I want to go all in with it. Because you guys don't watch my videos to hear lukewarm stuff. You want to know if I hate it, if I like it, or if it's just kind of an average album. And I don't want to tell you something's a 10 out of 10 when it's barely above average. And I don't want to tell you that something sucks when it's actually average. I want you to go into an album, if you've never listened to it before, with a decent expectation. And at the same time, I'm also not trying to convince you to go one way or another. If you love an album and I review it and tell you it sucks, I'm not trying to convince you that it sucks. I'm telling you that I personally think that it sucks. Everything in all my reviews is 100% opinion. But because of my strong opinion, a lot of people think that I'm arrogant and a know-it-all, and I'm some kind of like person that's high and mighty, and I'm a professional, and I don't even know what that means to be I guess a professional like journalist. Like maybe Fantano is a professional. I mean, I highly doubt he would call himself that because it is kind of cringy. But in all of these reviews, all over like out of every review in the entire world, I don't care what the person says. It is 100% their opinion, and everything's my opinion, and I openly admit that. And I found that one mistake that a lot of YouTubers make is that they will argue with people in the comments. They will straight up argue with them. Like somebody will go on there and be like, "No, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about." And instead of being like, "Look, bro, this is just my opinion, man. If you like the band, then by all means like them. Like if you like the song, then yeah, like it. But I'm just telling you my opinion. That's all I do." And 9 out of 10 times, it diffuses those people's hostility towards me, and usually wind up solving it. And I've actually made a couple friends, subscribers, and I have a couple people on there that started out being like, "You're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know music." And I'm just like, I'm just listening to music and telling you what I think. I'm not trying to do anything super profound here. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, whatever. So by doing that, I've diffused a lot of arguments, a lot of fights, a lot of people's negative thoughts towards me, and it's helped a lot. Even though, like, in the Emmure video, I mentioned how Frankie Palmieri has used racial slurs, and people have called him a racist before, which I might have called him a racist in the video. I'm not really sure. I just said that he uses racial slurs, and somebody went on there and said, "Your video sucks. You're a racist." I mean, that's not even worth reading. It's not worth entertaining with comments or anything. So I just leave that alone. But some of the people on there left long comments where I was able to actually sit there and read them and be like, you know what, this guy's got a strong opinion about it as well. I'm going to have a conversation about him, because that's all I really want in this anyways. It's just a conversation piece. That's all it is. It's not me trying to argue with people. I think it's so silly arguing with people on the internet. There's no point to it. If you get a negative comment on a video, or if you leave a comment on a video and people just start trying to bash you for it, I mean, it's just the internet. You don't need to fight. You don't fall for that bait. Just, you know what? It's your opinion against their opinion. You guys could fight till you're blue in the face. You're just going to waste each other's time. So the best advice I could give anybody who deals with anything negative, even not YouTube, because not that many people make YouTube videos. Let's say you just post a picture of your car on Instagram or Facebook, and somebody starts telling you it's a piece of crap and you should get rid of it, starts making fun of you and just being real mean. And honestly, it really isn't worth dealing with that. It isn't worth commenting or giving it any time. But the best way to diffuse it is be respectful. Realize it's just their opinion, which doesn't really matter whatsoever. As long as you love your car, that's all that matters. Your opinion about everything in your life matters more than anybody else's opinion about the things that are in your life. 100%. So yeah, just be respectful. If somebody comes in and just starts saying stupid stuff, like for instance, you post a picture of your car and they just tell you it's dumb, it's ugly color, blah, 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 then I wouldn't even humor it. I wouldn't even respond. Block them if you want. Whatever. Like I said, when people give me stupid comments that aren't even worth replying to, I don't reply to them at all. And now for my life update, I was actually going to give like a little bit of information about this in my last video, which I figured this actually deserves its own video in itself, or a little bit more attention than just like maybe 45 seconds. I have to move by March 1st. It is currently February 8th, I believe. We have horrible landlords here, literally just pieces of crap. They screwed over me and my two roommates. One of my roommates they screwed over extremely bad, like really, really bad. They did him really dirty. And with the whole COVID thing, I realized that we're technically not, like, we have the right to stay here if we want. They can't really evict us. But they're just such horrible people. We're like, yeah, we'll just leave. They told us on December 6th, like 19 days before Christmas, that we had to be out of here by January 15th. Also, mind you, it's COVID, so there's not a lot of people paying their rent, and there's also not a lot of people getting kicked out of their apartments. So it's so hard to find an apartment. We even looked into buying houses, almost impossible. Today we found an apartment, and we just sent over all the stuff, and we just found out that we got it. Thank goodness, because otherwise we'd have to do something that we don't want to do, like move in with one of our parents or move in with a friend for a while until we can find something. But because of that, I'm going to be very busy. It's pretty hard for me to listen to music, dealing with having to pack things up and the stress. I got to figure out where I'm going to put my amp in the meantime. I got to pack up all these books. I got a bookshelf right here I got to pack up. There's just a lot of things. A lot. I got a weight bench that I need to move. A lot of stuff that I have to take care of. So while I'm still going to be making videos, honestly, Request Wednesdays might be put on hold, or I don't know. I might try and figure out a way how to be able to keep up with the current music and do Request Wednesdays. I was going to do intervals today, but it's just been so busy. I'm planning like my wife's birthday, and that's why I was sweeping and mopping and the cleanup, so I wasn't really able to listen to it. I listened to like half of it, and I was like, crap, I have to film my video now. So I didn't even get a chance to finish listening to the whole album before I had to do this. So that's another reason why I decided to do this video now. Technically, it was going to be my 125th video, but it just happened to, the cookie just happens to crumble this way. So yeah, you might notice that I'm not posting quite as much or quite as frequently. Don't worry, my channel's not dying out. I'm not getting burnt out. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm just in the middle of a transition. So a little bit more of my time is needed elsewhere. But I'm still going to try and at least do one video a week, maybe two if I can manage it. But you're also going to see some stuff changing. These books will probably all be gone, hopefully by the next video. The guitars might be gone. Probably not my amp. It'll probably be the last thing to go because it's the heaviest and it takes up the most room in my car. I just sneezed like 30 times. I'm pretty sure this is how I die. And even though I'm not really able to get around to making a lot of videos lately, the new place that we're going to be moving into, it's actually going to be quite a bit nicer because I'm going to be able to set up like a studio. So it's going to have a more designated space because I have to set up all of this every time I make a video. I have to move stuff around. I have to set it up just because it doesn't work in my everyday life. This is all just for show. This isn't a studio. This is just my room. So I'm going to have a more designated area. It's going to be a lot easier for me to film. The lighting might be better. I always kind of like this light anyways, but it might be better. So still continue to leave me stuff to listen to. Leave me requests so I could do Request Wednesdays. Once I get into my new place, I'm going to have a lot clearer head, a lot less stress, and a lot less clutter for me to move around in. And it's going to be easier because I could just sit down and I could just start going instead of having to set everything up. It's going to be way less of a struggle. It's going to be a lot more fun. I'm going to be able to pump out more stuff. I'm actually really excited about this. I probably seem pretty low energy right now because, like I said, I just sneezed 30 times and I took a Benadryl, so I'm trying really hard to not fall asleep. And if you're new to my channel, this might be kind of a weird video because my channel is still growing. I have like 366 subscribers right now, so it's still a very small channel. So I get a lot of new people watching. I have like 70, or I think it's like 69% of my views come from unsubscribed people, which is actually a pretty huge amount of my subscribers watch my stuff. And I notice you guys. I notice when people come back to my channel. I notice when you guys leave comments. I notice when Jason Loves ABR comments, when Dan Carey, I believe that's your name. I didn't write it down. There's other people, like different gaming channels. I basically know you guys by your thumbnail, but I look forward to your comments. When I upload a video and I know this is like right up somebody's alley, like I'll make like a death metal video, and I know there's this like 2 or 3 people who have suggested death metal, or they talk about it a lot. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for them to see this. I want to know what they think. I want to know if like we have the same kind of opinion or if we disagree. I look forward to your guys' comments, and I appreciate you more than you could ever imagine. Like, I really, really mean that. I know I say it at the end of a lot of my videos, and the reason why I say it is because I mean it. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. And if you've ever dealt with any negativity or negative comments or whatever, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know how you handled it. Maybe you'll be giving somebody advice who's dealing with the same kind of thing, because maybe my situation isn't the same as somebody else's, so it doesn't apply. Maybe yours will. So you never know who you're giving advice to when you leave information like this. So yeah, just leave a comment. Let us know how you dealt with it. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon. That way you don't miss out on my future videos. I'm really excited. It's going to be probably about 4 or 5 videos, maybe 6, before I'm like actually in the new place and able to film. But I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited about all the new reviews I'm able to do and future content. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a big step for my channel, and just it's going to be a major life improvement. I'm looking forward to it very much. So with all that said, I will talk to you guys next time.
I was just an ignorant kid relying on my parents' said to save me.